What's up, everyone? It's Art with the Nintendo Knights podcast, and I'm joined here once again with my co-host, Joe.
How's everybody doing?
What's going on, Joe? How are you doing today?
I'm good, man. I'm fired up, excited about the news. I'm ready to dive in.
Yep, I am doing great. I am super hyped about this Nintendo Direct announcement. They have finally come to us and announced the Nintendo Direct. It's tomorrow, 9 a.m. Eastern Time. What are you feeling right now?
First of all, I love how they just give us a short notice. They're like, by the way, there's a direct in 2 days. Get ready because it's happening. I'm so pumped, dude. 25 minutes. Of course, I wish it was longer. Everyone does, but that's 25 minutes of new. I'm excited.
Bro, I love and I hate it at the same time. Like, I'm just like, please come on, announce something. You know,
Everyone's
everybody
been
wants to know
freaking
about Animal
out.
Crossing, and they push it until like I'm just so bottled up. I'm like, all right, they're delaying the game. Like, what the hell? And
Yeah.
then finally, they're like, oh, it's in 2 days. Like,
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, no, I will be there. I will drop everything and just be there.
We're there. It's happening.
Yeah, I'm so excited to see some more footage. Anything you're really looking to see, or some particular thing you'd like to see them show that they haven't yet?
I'm ready to see inside, dude. I want to see indoors. I want to see, some furniture arrangements, some feng shui. I hope they, show me a villager's house, show me my own house. I want to see something I haven't seen in a previous game. I want to see something fresh on the interior side of things because that's always been one of my favorite parts of the game is just creating my own house, giving it my own special vibe. Even back in the GameCube game, there's obviously a ton of furniture even for that game, but no matter what, like every house is different and you can always put your own spin on it. And I can't wait. I can't wait to start designing my house.
Yeah, me either. I would agree with that 100%. I want to see some indoor footage. Like, I get it. You can decorate outdoors now, and that's the big thing. So they've been
Hmm.
showing a lot of that up to now, but I need to see some inside. I would love to see some confirmation. What I really want to see in this direct is confirmation that rugs will be making a comeback from
Yeah.
Animal Crossing Happy Home Designer. I think I told you they've got like area rugs now instead of
Yeah.
taking up the whole floor. I'd love to see that also ceiling furniture, like hanging lights and things like that, make a comeback from Happy Home Designer. I think they could easily show the inside of a house real quick and confirm both those things for us without even like spending any time on them. Just having them there in the house will show us that, hey, yeah, that's still a thing.
Yeah. I also want to see, I mean, I don't want to see too much, obviously, but maybe a slightly developed town, where, some of the things you can add, because I'm sure it's going to go so much farther than just, you know, building your own house and having animals move in. I feel like there's going to be a lot more to it in this game, and I'd like to see like what a slightly developed island looks like.
Yeah, Animal Crossing is not one of those games I feel like you can spoil too much. Like,
Yeah.
I won't be mad no matter what they show us. I don't feel like they're going to spoil the game for me. Like, I just want to see some stuff. I want to
Hmm.
see stuff that makes me excited to play it. So, if they want to show us a fairly developed town, I'd be happy to see that with like multiple villagers. I'd also really like to see like a zoomed out view of how the whole island's going to come together. It
Yeah.
seems like they're still doing the two-tier design like back in the GameCube, where there's going to be a cliff and then there's going to be a lower section, which I'm
A
glad that's
river
back.
slicing through the town at some point.
Yeah, I'm glad that's back because in New Leaf, there was a cliff, but it was just separating the beach from the rest of your village. And
Mm.
it felt weird not
Yeah.
cutting it in half. Like, it just made the beach feel separate, and it like there was no reason to go to the beach most of the time too. So I'm happy to see that back. But I'd like to see like a zoomed out version of what I can expect the whole island to look like.
Yeah. I'd also like to just kind of get into the technical stuff, like what you can actually do in this game, like how like starting out works and how you progress really. Obviously, you pay off Tom Nook, you expand, but I'd just like to see like a little bit of how that's going to work in this game.
Right. And I guess that can get us into a conversation that we're going to develop on a little more later. But there was some leaked promotional footage, and it showed clearly in the background of one of the, or part of the video, the Able Sister shop.
Hmm.
Now, obviously, from what we've seen, you don't start with that shop in your village. So it begs the question, are you going to have to buy shops, or are you going to have to help build them, or how do you get shops to come to your town? And I'd love some
Yeah,
more explanation on that, just how you progress in this game.
absolutely. If that is the case, I'm all for it. I like the grind, I guess, and I like seeing improvements, and that's one thing. Uh, it takes time to see improvements, so I'd like to see a lot of gradual improvements as I keep playing the game.
Yeah, I would love that. I actually love the idea. The closer and closer we've got, and the more time I've had to think about it and reflect on it, I love the idea of starting on a deserted island that's
Hmm.
full of weeds and full of. It almost gives me like a Stardew Valley vibe, where you start on this farm and it's just so crappy and so full of clutter, where it like stresses your OCD. So you gradually clean it up and you gradually build it into something nice. Like, I'm excited to go around and pick all these weeds and get the island looking pristine,
Yeah.
and then start having people move in and start building towards shops. Like, I'm worrying about all this stuff to where I'm not even worried about expanding my house so much. Like, I've got so much stuff I can do. You could just start setting goals and doing it. And like, for me, that's the big thing with playing Animal Crossing. That's the big thing that'll make it so you don't get bored of the game, is that you have goals you can set and work towards.
Hmm. One thing they keep on pushing too is, and they did it with the direct announcement, is this quote unquote island package getaway or whatever they keep saying. And so I wonder if that's going to be something that a little different than just like I'm moving to a new town, like for the villagers and even for you. Like, what exactly are they meaning by this Nook Inc.'s island package getaway? You know?
Bro, are you telling me that literally this game isn't even the game? The game they're showing us is literally a side game to the main game. It's basically like you have a town and a normal house and a regular town, and this is just your vacation home.
I don't think it's going to be that crazy, but I mean, I get it. It's just that's like the vibe of the game, but they're
Tom
really
Nook, that
pushing
son
that.
of a bitch, man.
Tom Nook, dude.
God, you can't live without him. Can't live with him.
Yep, he's got his foot in everything, man. He's
That's
just
slimy, slimy Nook. Yeah, no, I'm very interested in that as well. I've heard theories that like basically the villagers are going to be in debt to Nook as well, and they're going to be paying them off and upgrading
hmm
their house the whole time. And like, I think that's definitely a cool dynamic. But it does also still beg the question: is there going to be other islands you can go to? I'm thinking almost certainly at this point, because like we said, you're not going to start with these shops in your town, but I don't think they're going to be
let's just
limited.
Wind Waker this bitch, dude. Give me a boat and let me just bounce around.
Yeah, well, it looks like there's an airplane. Like, boats are so old fashioned. Let me
Yeah, true.
fly to the city. And the thing is, like, I don't so much mind the idea of that as long as they can get load times under control.
Yeah,
Like, that was the biggest problem with city folk in the city, is like there was such a high load time just to go to the city.
yeah. It almost doesn't feel worth it.
Yeah, so if they could get that under control, I'd be happy to like fly to a different island until I can get the towns in, or the shops in my town.
Yeah.
Anything else you're wanting to see? You hope they show any feature you feel like is missing or anything like that?
Here's something I do want in the game. I think it'd be super cool if your villagers text you, be like, "Yo, I need some help," and like almost like give you missions via your phone without you having to go out and get them yourself.
Yeah, that would be super cool, especially since like the phone is a new gimmick to this
And I
game.
think they want to make it like a big part of the game. You
Yeah,
know?
I'd definitely like to see it as a fleshed out feature or something like that. Or even like, I know you didn't play much New Leaf, so I don't know if
Mm-mm.
you know, villagers can come over your house. Sometimes they'll just knock on your door while you're in there and be like, hey, let's hang out. It'd be cool to be able to just like text your favorite villager, be like, hey, you want to come over? And they'll
I
come
feel like in
over.
the heart of the Animal Crossing style though, it'd be a phone call. You get a call and then you hear them,
The
little chirpy
animalese.
voices. Yeah, the animalese through the phone. Obviously, a text on screen. I think I'm sure there's going to be something to that extent.
Yeah, that could definitely be a very cool feature. I still really want to see the museum. I'd like to
Mm,
at least see like a glimpse of what the inside looks like. Maybe some fishing. Just show us a quick bit of some
Yeah.
fish, something like
Is
that.
it going to be as simple as it used to be? You just see a shadow and you tap, or is there going to be a little depth to it?
Yeah, I don't know.
I can almost guarantee it's going to use HD Rumble. It's got to,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah, I bet it will. And that'll definitely be cool. Something I didn't even really think about is like there's going to be different strengths of bites, and like the HD Rumble will just really lend itself
Yeah.
to Animal Crossing fishing. Like it'll that'll work really well and feel nice.
Yeah, I think you'll really be able to, say, dang, I got a big fish right now. And then boom, it's gone because I can never catch the big fish, dude. It's so hard.
It's like a split-second reaction you got to have.
Yep.
All right, so we're both pretty hype about the Nintendo Direct. We might as well also say we're going to be live reacting to it, so check that out on our YouTube. It's youtube.com/NintendoKnights. Check us out over there. Subscribe if you haven't already. And like I said, tomorrow we will be live reacting to that Direct, so definitely come hang out with us. Check out our reaction to that. And that'll also get us segued to our next section, which we just want to talk basically more Animal Crossing. But now, rather than the Direct, we want to talk about some recently leaked stuff that came out. It was like a promotional
They
video.
just gave us a taste, just a small taste.
Yep, a promotional video came out, gave us a tiny little taste. First thing first, we already talked about a little bit. We see confirmation that you can get the Able sisters in your town.
Yep.
You have that screenshot pulled up, Joe?
I do.
The other thing I can see here is like just on that Able sisters picture, there's a bench over on the side outside, and it looks like a nice outdoor bench. There's these light posts. Just really has the outside looking like much nicer than previous Animal Crossing games.
An apple tree, which is nice to see. Also, there's a window display with some clothing, so they are going to be selling clothes, it looks like.
Yeah,
as well as hopefully you can design your own. I love that feature.
Yeah, I think that is confirmed.
Okay.
But yeah, that window display does look really nice. Like the shop looks really cool. It has some character to it. So the next big thing they showed in that promotional video is the clothing section. So this is looking pretty crazy. It looks like the clothing page is like an inventory of its own. Then it's sortable to like shirts, pants, dresses, hats, eyewear, footwear. That looks like actually socks, and then shoes.
Yeah.
And then there's a tab for backpacks as well. So there's going to be a bunch of different types of clothing, and then it just looks like a bunch of different pieces of every type of clothing.
Yeah, I mean, the variety here is insane. There's so much.
Yeah, and so, I mean, you're going to be able to customize like 6-7 pieces of clothing at once on your villager or on your character, as well as just the fact that there's a huge array of things to choose from.
Yep. And I mean, everyone, assumed there's going to be tons and tons of clothing options, but from this picture, like, there's going to be tons.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean,
so much here.
In this
tons
picture,
of hats.
You could see in the bottom right-hand corner where it says done, that's covering up like a pair of sandals. Seems like there's some socks next to it. Tons of different shapes. There's aviator sunglasses. There's star-shaped sunglasses. There's tons of
cowboy
hats.
Hat, top
hats, beanie.
Just like a up in the top corner, there's like a rain jacket, it looks like.
Yeah.
It's all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, just a huge variety of clothing. So that's definitely super exciting. So on to the next picture. You can see a couple details on this I'm noticing. One, the first thing is they're showing a villager house here. If you guys haven't seen this leaked footage, I would recommend checking it out. It's basically anywhere. You could check us out on Twitter. We've retweeted it. So we're at Knights Nintendo on Twitter. But the first thing is it's showing a villager house, and that seems to be an upgraded variant of the house. You see on the left-hand side, there's kind of like a window.
Yeah, it looks like it's been extended a little bit.
Yeah, because we've seen base houses that don't have that window part. It's just the main unit there. So it looks like that's what an upgraded version of the house will look like, and it looks great. Like, I mean, the
houses
HD
look
graphics
amazing.
are... Animal Crossing looks beautiful in HD 1.
Yeah.
And 2, like the roof looks good. The house design looks so good. And that's not even nearly the only takeaway from this clip right here. So also you've got the person designing paths with the path design tool they showed, only this is a brick path and it looks great compared to the
Oh, it
dirt
looks
path they
so
showed.
good.
Yeah, so I'm wondering how many different path designs you'll have available to you.
He's also wearing like a construction hat, it looks like a
Yep,
helmet
a
and
construction
a
hat,
red backpack.
red backpack. He looks like he's got some like purple Converse on.
Yep, and like some overalls.
Yep.
Honestly, it's a great outfit. I love it.
Yeah, the whole thing looks great. But yeah, this brick looks good. It makes me wonder how many different path options there will be. I'm hoping
Yeah.
for some like cobblestone, maybe even like just a different colored brick as well. The other thing it's showing is we've seen a couple different outdoor fences, but I'm not sure we've seen that wooden one it's showing
Yeah,
there,
it's
but that's a
almost like
good
a
looking fence.
lattice.
Yeah. Yeah. And then, of course, to the right side of that fence, you've got a fish of some sort. You can see that it's got the fish tank as well as a bug display, and they're stacked on top of each other
Yep.
and they're placed outdoors.
Yeah, it's really looking like you can place anything indoors or out.
Yeah, and then you also see the cliff separation that's normal to Animal Crossing.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of looks like, I don't know, we can't see the whole town, but it looks like it's an interesting spot to the town. It actually almost looks like if you look at the left-hand side of the house, they're up against the ocean.
Yeah. Or
Um,
that might be the river of the town, you know?
Right. I guess with the way the path's going, that may be the river. But so it just looks like I'm wondering if instead of one cliff, there may just be multiple parts of the town that are kind of raised. There may be multiple cliffs within the town.
You know what? That house is really hugging the side of that river too.
Yeah, I
That's
mean it's
something
right
like
against the water.
you couldn't walk on that part. And that's something that I feel like you've never really been able to get that close to the water before.
Yeah, no, I think you're definitely right. That is right up against the water, very close. Normally, there would have had to be a space to walk there.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I'm just now noticing you see that rock up on the cliff.
Yeah.
It's different looking. I'm wondering if that's a piece of furniture or if that's actually like a rock.
Yeah. It does look it's very flat on the top, almost like you could sit on it, like some kind of seat. I don't know.
Yeah, and just like very HD looking, like
Yeah.
it looks like a rock. It's kind of crazy, but it's not like it's not like the very light gray that your classic
Yeah.
Animal Crossing rocks are.
Yeah.
Then the other thing in the bottom left hand corner, that furniture looks great, more outdoor looking furniture.
Yeah.
I'm just so excited to like claim land as my yard and then decorate that as well.
The shadows too. I mean, everything just looks so nice.
Oh yeah, the lighting is great in this game, and I think that's really going to add a lot to it. In the few nighttime screenshots we've seen, like it just looks so good.
Yeah,
with your house like illuminating the surrounding area.
Also on the door, it's a wreath of flowers.
Yep, we didn't even talk about that. I believe those are the pansies in the game. And so it's definitely looking like you're going to be able to craft the wreaths.
Yep.
I know in one of the gameplay videos we saw in either E3 or one of the directs they did, she kind of just picked flowers and turned them into a little tiara and wore them on her head.
Mm-hmm.
It's looking like you're going to be able to do basically the same thing except wreaths and then decorate your door with them. So you'll probably be able to make them out of any kind of flower you want, probably any number of colors you want, things like that.
Yeah.
And actually, that's a fair point because when we get onto some of these other screenshots that I've got here, like if you look at those other ones, it was promotional artwork is what it says, and there's two different screen captures is what these are. One shows the guy and he's holding a star-shaped net.
Yep.
Which is definitely interesting. I'm wondering how many different tools there are going to be and what the differences are, if it's strictly cosmetic, if they're going to be special in some way,
Yeah.
But this image, again, we've retweeted it, so check it out if you haven't seen it. But this image shows a couple interesting things as well. In the background there, you also see what looks like a lizard villager, which would be a new species to Animal Crossing.
Almost like a dragon, too. Like, he looks crazy.
And if you look at him, he's holding a net, too, and it looks almost like it's got spikes on it.
Yeah.
But going back to the wreath real quick, there's a villager's house shown here, and it's got an even different wreath. It's got white flowers. It's hard to make out the whole wreath just with how the picture is, but yeah, it looks
Yeah.
like it's got some white flowers on this one, and it's just all white. It's not multicolored like the last one. The other thing I see is there is a beach ball out on the beach. I'm wondering if we may see the return of
The return
balls.
of balls.
That would be great.
Waited
Just like
long
random,
enough.
yep, random spawning balls. And hey, add some more features to them. Like let us kick it to a villager and they kick it back or something, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to see balls return. That was just so fun to just stumble upon a ball
Yeah.
until you kick it in the river.
Yep. There's a lot to unpack in this shot too. I just noticed there's like bikes in the background.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if those are just strictly furniture or if you'd be
Because
able
they've
to
had
ride a
bikes
bike.
before.
Yeah.
Obviously, you can only put them in the house, but
Right. I guess it's just the fact that they're putting the stuff outside.
yeah.
Like the grill actually makes so much sense now that it's outside. Like you can have a little barbecue area.
The hammock too.
Yep.
That was an item as well. And just so many different hats. Like, who is this? Jay? Is that this bird?
Yeah, I believe so.
He's got
He's
a little
wearing like a
sun
straw hat.
on,
Yep.
and he's got a smoothie in his hand.
Yeah, I
like
did notice
mint
that.
leaves coming out.
Yep, he's got a pretty nice looking smoothie
in a mason jar. Like, this is the classiest drink I've ever seen.
Yeah, he looks really good. Also, you're noticing the player character there's got like a sleeveless shirt on.
And he's so tan.
Yeah, yeah. There's finally like skin color selection.
Yeah, blue hair.
Yeah, and so then the other photo.
Just a bit more. If like right in the center of the photo, there's like this cobblestone area that's like, I don't know what it's shaped like. Almost shaped like a flower, kind of. Just kind of in the middle here, as if they placed that themselves.
Yeah, I'm wondering if that's also been done with the pathing tool. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
And I noticed both the villagers there standing on it are like stretching in unison, almost like the morning aerobics.
Yeah, it does look a lot like that. Which would be fun to see return. I know we talked about that already.
Yeah, that's one of the things in our 10 things we'd like to see return video. Check it out on YouTube if you haven't already. So then on to the first image. There's a couple things to unpack here too. This is one I think we may have seen even earlier, but you'll see there's a staircase separating like the cliff area from the instead of like a little ramp. Then you've got those nice looking white fences in the background.
Yeah.
If you take a look at this wreath, it's even different than the other two wreaths we've seen. So it seems to be a good number of wreaths and different like customization options for your door. This has like the baby Joan. You remember Joan, the turnip salesman, was like an older woman?
Yeah.
Well, that's definitely in the background still. Like she's got a backpack or a thing on her head full of turnips, but
it's like a head basket and she's just walking around.
But she's definitely like not the exact same character, so people have been wondering about that. You also see one of the villagers walking around with a wreath, which makes me wonder if like you'll see villagers crafting things and like doing those kind of upgrades too. So you may see a villager craft a wreath and then see that end up on their door.
Yeah.
That would be a really cool feature. That'd be something I'd like to see. Just more interaction with the villagers and to make them seem more real is always good in my book, I think.
Absolutely. The villager has a wooden shovel. And she's wearing like a bandana.
Yep, she's got like a bandana, wooden shovel. You'll notice this one, she's in like long sleeves. So there's like a lot of different sleeve options in this game. There's actually sleeveless, long sleeve, short sleeve. So that's definitely pretty cool. She's got a tree sapling in one hand. So there will still be the tree planting. And actually, now that I'm taking a closer look, they're standing on the path that we were just talking about. That's the brick path and not the dirt path.
Yeah. And the horse in the background sitting on the bench has like a cup of coffee or something.
Yeah, he does. He's got an even different drink than in the previous picture. So yeah, it looks like, I mean, just from these images, I'm super excited. Like I can't wait for the direct. Looks like there's a lot being added and going to be a lot to do.
Yeah. And this other image
Yeah,
The
I think
promotional picture or whatever it is.
yeah, this might be what the game cover looks like, or I'm not sure. This is definitely some sort of promotional image that's been shown though.
There's so much going on here. Like it's hard to even. There's so much happening. There's
Yeah,
another. The eagle has another. This one looks like the beginning, um, net.
yeah,
It's kind of
he's got
homemade
like a
looking.
triangular net almost.
Yeah.
Um, you'll see one of the player characters has an axe that's like made out of rocks,
Yep.
and then the other has some sort of saw.
It's like um you get the same exact item in the trading quest in Ocarina of Time. It's like that saw, like the hand
Yeah.
saw. You get the same item. Um and yeah, she's just sawing some wood. It's
Yep,
crazy.
saw and some wood. Also, you see a waterfall in the background that's looking pretty nice.
Yep.
Um, another character they've been talking about is the baby looking Chip in the back catching the fish. You remember Chip with the fishing competition, but now again he's looking more like a baby, like it's a different character. So we're still wondering about that. The
There's some
other thing,
coconut trees.
and speaking of coconuts, the other thing I'm noticing that now that you've mentioned it, one of the villagers there has a drink and she's got a straw in a coconut and she's drinking like a tropical drink.
Yep.
So I'm
Which is
wondering if there will be more food items, more things like
yeah.
that.
Um Also, in the background, right under the Animal Crossing logo, this is something I talked about in our first podcast, wondering if there would be nearby like neighboring islands. And there it is, just right across the shore with like one house on it. Like it's very small and I can't see who like what animal that is, but he
Yeah.
doesn't really look like a villager. It looks like something.
Yeah, like a special character.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, but that's not connected to our island.
Yeah, you're right. It's got like a little dock out there.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering, I know in New Leaf you could swim to an extent. Like um I'm wondering if you could just swim over to that.
Yeah, because it's very close.
Yeah, that'd be something cool. If you could just swim over there, no loading screen or anything.
Yeah. I would like to see, obviously as few loading screens as possible.
The other thing I'm just noticing, like, look at those clouds. They look
Yeah,
real.
they look great. They really do.
It's pretty insane. Yeah, I
The
mean,
obviously also from this picture you can see you're gonna have access to the airplane. There's a pilot. The plane is right there. There's a tiny little building. I can't read the sign. I can't make out what that says. Dodo, maybe.
yeah, I think that is what it is, like Dodo Air.
So in some way or another, you're gonna have access to the airplane.
Right. It's not going to be just for bringing you to the island. Like,
Yeah,
it's going to be some sort of building for you to use. Yeah, I'm definitely excited to have some of these questions answered. Really
and
excited
Nook's
to.
just looking so sketchy with that map. What is he planning over there?
Oh, he's definitely planning something. Look at his eyes, half
Yep.
closed. He's just thinking about bells, man.
Thinking about bells.
We
One
see
other
you
thing,
scheming, Nook.
seashells. I see seashells on the seashore.
Oh yeah,
It's cool.
definitely some seashells out there. Um, I do see like a lantern, just some things I'm picking out there. Um, yeah, I mean, just everything we've seen so far looks so good. I cannot wait to see some gameplay tomorrow.
Yeah, this tree stump is sort of like a crafting station. I'm wondering if that's what that rock, that weird looking rock is. It's just, like very flat, almost like you can make stuff there. Maybe like an upgraded crafting station from the tree trunk. I don't know. Some kind of tier list of like crafting better items.
Yeah, that would
A thought.
definitely be very interesting if there were a like crafting stations, like specific places you have to
Mm-hmm.
go to craft. Yeah, the other thing I wanted to talk about is just real quick, just a piece of furniture I saw that looks great. And it begs a question that people are talking about. So in the video that got leaked, if you look, they show at one point there's this couch on the beach, and the pillows on the couch have little tropical islands on them with drawings. Um, the video I sent you?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see it.
people are speculating that those are actually patterns that you draw rather than like that couch doesn't normally have those pillows. Like you can place your own patterns on it, like you were talking about
Yeah.
creating your own t-shirts, and it does sort of look like that.
Yeah, it does.
So
Um,
I'm wondering if you could put customizable patterns on furniture that you craft as well as like clothing.
there's actually a lot in this image too. If you look, the same pattern is on that stool,
Yeah.
and then there's some like lounging chairs made out of logs. Um, a birdhouse. It looks like the same furniture. The table of that chair in the image looks like you can get a little corner of that with another drink on it, some sort of coffee mug.
Yeah, definitely. There's a birdhouse I see.
Yep.
Um, this like oven. It's almost looks like an outdoor pizza oven that
Yeah, I
that
was about to
she's
say
got.
that, like a pizza brick oven.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Yeah, there's so much to unpack in just this little short 14-second video is all this video is. And it just so shows just enough to get me so hype.
Oh man.
Like there's another scene in here where one of the characters is watering flowers, and you can see a villager is also going around watering flowers like at the same time.
Yep. And
So
there's what are those called? Cherry blossom trees
yeah,
looking amazing.
yep.
Is that in the background? Is that a swinging bench? Kind of looks like it is.
Let me take a look here. Yeah, I think you're talking about the bear is sitting on.
Yep.
Yeah, he looks like he is sitting on a swinging bench out there.
And there's some sort of table literally made from a tree trunk with smaller tree trunk chairs.
Yeah, I mean, it just looks great. There's so
There's so
much.
many little secrets hidden.
Yep. If you look in like the previous frame, there's somebody catching a bug, and you just get
Oh,
a
there's tons in this.
you get a nice quick glimpse of what fall looks like. There seems to be a pile of leaves right in front of the character, as well as some mushrooms
Yep.
around.
Scarecrow in the background.
Yeah.
It almost looks like every tree is slightly a different color. Like
Yes,
it
I was
looks
about to
so
say that.
beautiful.
Like they look so great. Fall looks so good.
Completely different weeds too, if that's what those even are. It almost
Yeah.
looks like wheat or something.
Yep. Which would make sense because I'm assuming weeds will have to grow in higher numbers since they're going to be a crafting material. So
Yeah.
I would expect you'd get like more weeds. Also, now I'm back on like the first frame of the video where it's showing the girl lounging on the beach. I noticed there's a sand castle. And
Oh
like,
yeah.
so I don't know if that's just like a furniture item to go out on the beach or if you
And
could
those
build
look
sand
like
castles.
banana trees. I can't quite tell, but it looks like there's bananas in those.
Yeah, I think you might be right. And it also looks like she's got a coconut drink as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, there's definitely some
And are
drink
those
aspect at
her
least.
flip-flops?
Yeah,
On the
those look like her flip
She's laying
flops.
down and her flip-flops are just on the beach next to her.
Yep, there's
It
some
almost looks like
books
that's a
next to her.
chessboard. I think that's just a design,
Yeah, there seems to be some books
but
stacked
yeah, I
next to her
do
as
see the
well.
books. And it looks like there's a coconut just resting on the sand over there.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, this looks so good. I'm so excited about this game. I can't wait to react to the direct tomorrow.
Oh, it's gonna be so much fun. They're gonna give us everything we want. I have a feeling.
Yeah, man. So I think that's all really I have that I can talk about just based on what we've seen so far. I'm definitely excited to get some more information.
I have one more thing I want you to look at on this
Okay.
video. Go to the end where it says March 20, 2020.
Okay.
And just look at those villagers. That's 8 people. That's the amount of people that you can have running around.
Yeah,
Like
no.
when you see them all together,
Yeah,
that looks amazing.
it's definitely crazy. I guess let's talk about this screen a little bit too, because it just shows a little bit of the character customization available to you.
Yep.
You've got 8 different people there. You've got one person like wearing flowers in her hair, one person with like a ball cap on, one person with like a straw hat on, a bunch of people that just have their regular hair showing.
You've literally got like Smash Bros. Villager.
Yep, and then you got people wearing dresses. You've got so many
This
clothing
girl's got like
options.
fruit in her hair.
Yeah, like you're gonna be able to dress your character exactly how you want. It's gonna be
Yeah, this
so
guy looks
cool.
like he has a tie on. He's like a
Yeah,
nerd with glasses and a tie.
yep, in his khakis and his like dress shoes. Like,
And this guy with the red hair, it might be just like shading or lighting, but it almost looks like he has a beard.
yeah, I think that's just lighting,
Yeah.
but it does look like he's in a bathing suit.
Yeah.
It may just be like regular shorts, but I'm almost betting you can jump into the water.
Yeah. And I love the rocks on the beach too.
Oh
That's been
yeah,
in a couple
those
different clips, but
and those look great.
yeah. And I guess okay, so yeah, I guess that previous image um is gonna be the game cover.
Yeah, looks that way. Yeah, so moving on from that, what I wanted to do is last week I felt like it went really well when we did a negative review of something we agree is a popular game.
Yeah, that's fun.
So this week I thought, what better than the one that started it all, Animal Crossing for the GameCube? What if we read some negative reviews for that?
Absolutely.
So I could only find a couple. I was trying to find some older ones because I thought that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I found one. It's from September 21st, 2002. It's a 1-star review, but literally all it says is crapster. So I would have loved to have like more of a review from him to see like why he thought that. And it would be just cool now to look back at 2002 and see like when the game came out, why Jet Black thought it was a crapster.
Because he's a gamer, dude.
Yeah.
He saw this and he's like, I'm ready to kill some villagers and create an empire. You know, he was a gamer. He didn't know. He didn't understand.
But we do have one review. This one's from 2011, also a 1-star, that I think will at least give us more to pick apart. So he says, I bought this game in advice of a friend who raved about how great the game was. We usually like the same type of games. This, however, was not one of them. This game is basically like The Sims to a point, except feels like it was made for a 5-year-old. I even gave the game a chance and played it for about 15 hours. All I did was get more and more bored of what I was doing, which wasn't much because ultimately there isn't much to do in this game. I mean, unless your idea if fun is collecting dinosaur bones, fish, butterflies, and doing delivery quests, also collecting clothes and making your house better looking, there is no fun gameplay at all. I wanted so bad to take the shovel and beat all the other animals to death with it, but it wouldn't let me. All I could do is send them threatening letters, which I would only get a response that they couldn't understand my letter. I don't know what's hard to understand when you tell them, go die, you jerky head moose. The game is different, I'll give you that, but it's made for a certain type of person, and I am not that person. I mean, everything in this is a fair point. Like, there's definitely, you've got your crowd who just, Animal Crossing isn't for them. They need action or they need something.
Yeah.
But I thought it was just funny to hear this person describe it. Like, he's mad because he can't kill his villagers.
Yeah, he's like actually describing everything about the game so accurately, but just like so negatively.
Yeah, like everything he's listing, I'm like, oh yeah, that sounds fun, but he's describing them as a reason why the game sucks.
You want to collect dinosaur bones?
You could upgrade your house and make it look nice. Like, sign me up, you know? But yeah, that's what he dislikes about the game. Yeah, so I think that's going to wrap it up for us. A little bit of a shorter one, but I just wanted to read that out since that's been so that was so fun last time. Any final thoughts you got, Joe?
I'm just so excited for tomorrow. I'm so ready for this. We have been waiting so long for some news. We finally got it. It's happening.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like I said, make sure you guys join us tomorrow on YouTube. We'll be watching the direct and reacting to it. And then, of course, make sure you join us next Thursday when the next podcast will go live. Of course, we'll have a lot more news to talk about, and we are live every Thursday. Please feel free to check out the YouTube, like and subscribe if you haven't already. Also, check us out on Twitter at twitter.com/Knights Nintendo. And please subscribe to us and rate the podcast as well on iTunes and the Google Play Store. That's it, guys. Thank you so much for watching. We will see you again next week.
Later, guys.